B.Sc Part 3 and respected listener. A very good morning and welcome all of you to today's lecture. Dear students of B.Sc Part 3, I am going to deliver today a very special lecture on that is of outline of absorption spectra or important features of that is of spectrometers. Once again, I will deliver today my lecture on that is of outline of absorption spectrometer or important features of spectrometers. Before proceed today's lecture, once again I repeat concerning the lectures of basic features of spectrometers, which is selected from B.Sc Part 3, Paper 3, Physical Chemistry, selected from Unit 3, titled as that is of Spectroscopy. Once again, I repeat about the selection rule for the transition of electrons in various energy levels, which is associated today's lecture. The selection rule for linear spectrum and band spectrum for various energy levels. Yesterday's lecture, once again I repeat today. First of all, dear students, may I have your attention please about the definitions, basic fundamentals of that is of spectrometers for depending upon that is of selection rule. Selection rule which is mainly concerned the intensity, wavelength, wave number for various kinds of region and kinds of spectrum of electromagnetic wave, in which same orbitals, that is SS orbitals, PP orbitals, FF orbitals, transition of electrons are not allowed. Such transitions are known as that is of forbidden transitions. Yesterday we have also explained the necessary condition in our previous lectures by means of allowed transitions in opposite kinds, in opposite shape and size of the orbitals when we are using to define, to produce the spectrum. The opposite S to P, P to D, S to F, such types of the transition of the electrons are allowed transition. Also we have discussed, which is associated today's lectures, basic line or layout program of spectrometers, basic features of absorption spectrometers, the quantum mechanical conditions for emission and absorption spectrum, in which when extra energy in our previous lecture is provided to the substance having the higher energy levels, possessing the higher energies, when extra energy is given to such substance, when the transmitted radiation is now allowed into that is of radiator further now allowed incident upon photographic plate, such spectrum is known as emission spectrum. In the case of absorption spectrum, which is the spectrum when a substance having or possessing the low energy, when is provided extra, when is given extra energy, the maximum part of heat or energy will be absorbed by the substance and few radiation will be now allowed to transit into the radiator further now sent to that is of photographic plate. Such spectrums produced which we are going to observe are known as that is of absorption spectrum. The quantum mechanical conditions also depending upon the various kinds of transitions according to that is of quantum mechanical conditions and Schrodinger wave equation, three types of the transitions occur. Such are that is electronic transition, vibrational transition and rotational transition. Dear students, total energy is the sum of, is the addition of various kinds of transitions, electronic, vibrational and that is of transition here. The various orders EVR is present in the order of various spectrum in various region. We have also discussed in our previous lectures. These transition spectrums are produced in which spectra? In our previous lecture, FIR, visible ultraviolet light. Dear students, after the discussion, now today I will deliver very special lecture. What is the name of device? What is the name of instruments which is provide to us, which gives to us necessary information for the production of various kinds of spectra as we give. As we know that seminal light is the compact form, is the joint form, combined form of, it is the group of various lights as that is of Vibgyor. Violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and that is of red. Now it becomes essential to separate the various spectrum. First of all, let us define about today's, that is of outline of absorption spectrometer, or that is of basic features of spectrometers. So let us try to understand, let us define firstly about that is of spectrometers, where spectrometers is actually used for the production, what is its contribution and role to define for the production of spectrum or spectra. So it becomes, dear students, it becomes very essential to distinguish between that is of difference between spectroscope and spectrometer. Dear students, these are the two important device, instrument, apparatus to get the confusion in students' minds. Spectroscope and that is of spectrometer. Generally the similar term, the same terms in single way we notice, we observe here. But I want to clear the conceptual misunderstanding in your mind. Spectroscope and spectrometer both are different terms. Listen to me, dear students of B.Sc Part 3, once again about the fundamental distinction between that is of spectroscope and that is of spectrometer. First of all, we will make the distinction between these two important devices here, spectroscope and spectrometer. Now may I appeal to you, all the students, if you think that spectroscope and spectrometers both are the same devices, apparatus, equipments, it is your wrong answer, incorrect response. So what are the fundamental distinctions between spectroscope and spectrometer? If you remember the concept difference between spectroscope and spectrometer, so you may better understand very easily for the production mean of that is of spectrometers and spectrum and spectra. Here, first of all, let us try to understand where spectroscope is used for the production. What is its mean here? Spectroscope is the device which measures get together 7 lambda. I means we go to measure the instrument which is used to record 7 that is of lambda. Such device, such instrument is known as that is of spectroscope. Next one, that is of spectrometer, the instrument which is used to record only that is of 1 intensity, 1 lambda. Such instruments is known as that is of spectrometers here. Once again, try to understand here, spectroscope is the device, is the instrument which is used to record, to observe 7 lambda simultaneously. On the other hand, spectrometer is the device, is the instrument which is used to record, to observe the intensity, wave number or lambda wavelength of single. Here I have mentioned on the blackboard here, get together to measure we give 7 lambda. Here to measure 1 lambda, either V or for violet, indigo, or that is of blue, green, or that is of yellow, or that is of red. The fundamental distinction can be made by plotting a graph. I have mentioned on the blackboard here, when sunlight which is the combined form of 7 different lights is Vibgyor now allowed to pass into, that is of spectroscope. Spectroscope is the device, is equipment, is device which is used to measure the 7 lambda get together simultaneously. If such device like prism diffraction grating is connected between the incident or that is of transmitted, that is of light, so I think in photographic plate only a single wave lambda will be recorded here. Now in such a position, it is known as such device which is connected prism or that is of diffraction grating. Such device is known as, that is, spectrometer. Dear student, it is the fundamental difference between spectroscope and spectrometer. Once again, I repeat, spectroscope to measure 7 lambda Vibgyor simultaneously in opposite side. On the other hand, if a prism or diffraction grating is connected between or in midway of the spectroscope, it is obviously, there is no doubt, only one colors and its lambda will be recorded, will be produced on the photographic plate. Such device is known as spectrometer. The detailed features, outline, layout, program of spectrometer we will deliver tomorrow. But once again, the various kinds of spectrometer I have mentioned on the blackboard here: photometer, spectrophotometer, spectrograph and calorimeter. These are the various kinds of spectrometers. Once again, various kinds of spectrometers: photometer, spectrophotometer, spectrograph, and that is of calorimeter. These are the various kinds of spectrometer. These were the fundamental difference between spectroscope and spectrometer. The detailed important features of spectrometers we will deliver in the classroom of B.Sc Part 3 regarding spectroscopy tomorrow. Thank you very much.